Welcome to another episode of the Hot
Seat.
Pod.
Damn.
Brought to you by Playbook Sports. Oh. Brought to you by the Run the Play Network.
Run the play, baby.
Run it. Then I'll throw the little intro there. You see that? You see that? Thank you guys so much for the support. Getting us to 300 subscribers. We've pivoted from Playbook Sports to the Run to Play Network. I'm Anthony. To my right, I got the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Boba himself, Wilson Wang in this thing. That's crazy.
I'm drinking boba, by the way.
Yeah, sure.
Nah.
I think you're doing something else with balls, buddy.
Hey.
No diddy.
Nah. Yeah, I mean, it feels great to be back, Finally, we're in week 5, I believe, for football season.
We are coming into it.
Coming into week 5, so, it's kind of great to kind of like see all these quarterbacks we're going to talk about in this video, these top 20 quarterbacks that we think, and, kind of see where they're at next season.
Exactly.
So we can go ahead and just get right into it.
All right, let's go through our 20 through 16, 15 through 11, and then our top 10 will go one by one. Okay?
Sure.
This is just off of this year, not off of what they did 2 years ago, not off of Super Bowl appearances, nothing like that. We're not talking legacy. We're talking about through the first weeks of the NFL season, the top 20 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
That's how you put your list together, right?
Yep.
Cool. Perfect. At number, you want me to give mine first or you want to give yours first?
You can go yours first.
Okay, my 20 through 16. At number 20, I have Brock Purdy. 19, Justin Herbert. 18, Jalen Hurts. 17, Jordan Love. 16, CJ Stroud. What do you think?
Oh shit! What I think our list is gonna be totally opposites, bro.
Really?
Like
that's your
totally
one. That's your
opposites.
1 through 6. 1 through 5.
That's crazy. What we don't have to change is Jalen Hurts. I have Jalen Hurts at 18.
Okay.
So
Then what do you not like about this list?
wait, say your 20 to 16 again.
Number 20, I have Brock Purdy. 19, I have Justin Herbert. 18, 17, I have Jordan Love. 16, I have CJ Stroud.
Why do you have CJ Stroud and Jordan Love so low?
Jordan Love, first of all, his record. He hasn't won a game this season as a starter. And he's only played 2 games. So, I mean, through those first 2 games, yeah, he's looked good, but he hasn't won. And his yards is kind of inflated because he was in shootouts. Like that's just what it's going to be. Stroud, I'm going to be honest, bro, as a Texans fan, I feel like we haven't looked as good as we should have been. We whipped up on the Bears. We beat on the Colts. We lost to Minnesota. Who did we play this week? Why am I blanking?
Yeah, they're playing the Bills, I think, right? Or
last week we beat Jacksonville. Like, we haven't beat any real teams.
yeah.
And I know wins aren't completely a quarterback stat, but I mean, I haven't been like super impressed in our wins or anything like that. Like, we look cool. We don't look like the team that we kind of felt like we were going to be in the offseason. So, maybe I value wins a little too much when it comes to being a quarterback.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just part of it to me because it's like versus the Vikings, we put up 7 points, bro. Like, some of that has to be on Stroud. You feel me?
That's true. Or the Vikings are just that team.
They are, but I mean, you should be able to put up more than 7 points if you're a top 10 quarterback.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, Houston, obviously, they have all those weapons as well. So it's like C.A. Stroud, obviously, compared to his rookie season, definitely hasn't really lived up to it. I could for sure say that. Jordan Love, I still think just based off of, the first game and also this past game, he's, in terms of, what he's, performed and, elevated from his receivers, I think he's been that quarterback to do so. I mean, when you look at, a guy like Jayden Reed that's played with, Malik Willis for, the last few games, he didn't really do shit. But because Jordan Love came in and that's he's thrown to that guy Like that just like the way like he elevates Jayden Reed is like pretty crazy.
But Malik Willis won 2 games. You know,
but is it really like Malik Willis's win though?
I would say if you're winning 2 games with one dude and losing 2 games with another dude, some of that has to be on. And I feel like Malik Willis, maybe if we're ranking just passing, shouldn't be in this conversation at all. But Malik Willis was great on the run, bro. Malik Willis looked good in that offense. I think this offense just elevates players. I don't think it's like a Jordan Love, Malik Willis thing. Just some players I didn't have on my list. Honorable mentions.
Okay.
Justin Fields, Daniel Jones, Malik Willis, Aaron Rodgers.
Okay. I had two out of 4 of those guys on my list.
Then let's hear them. What's your 23-16 looking like?
22-16. I got 20 is Derek Carr.
Wow.
19 is Patrick Mahomes.
Okay. I'm not mad at it. Kind of crazy, but
18,
Jalen Hurts.
Mr. Hurts himself.
It hurts.
17, Justin Herbert.
Herbo.
16, Jared Goff.
Okay.
What do you speculate with this list?
Why is Derek Carr at 20? I want to hear a reason in here.
Yeah. Obviously, he started out pretty strong this season. First 2 games, he looked like the quarterback. One, but the last 2 games, he's kind of shit the bed a little bit. Made me believe that maybe
Did he shit the bed this week?
He didn't do that as great. I don't think. I think he might have threw just for 1 touchdown. Honestly, actually no, he didn't even throw a touchdown this week.
Oh shit. Okay.
And he had a pick. So it's obviously when you compare these 2 games, it's 2 different people, right? So it's hard to believe what kind of Derek Carr we're gonna get for the rest of the season. Obviously, I know the offensive coordinator over there is really good in Clint Kubiak, but it's tough. I don't know. You go against a Philly defense that he's went against before, and with that defense, you've had teams score a bunch of points, but we didn't really see that with Derek Carr. He only threw 1 touchdown, and also this past week against the Falcons, he couldn't even get in the end zone. So it's I don't know. It's maybe hard to believe for him. If he played how he did the first 2 weeks for the last couple games too, he'd probably be
number
honestly
1.
number 1 for me, man.
Yeah, so, I have him higher because of those first 2 weeks. I'm not gonna lie. Those first 2 weeks, if I'm going off the first 4 of the season, sure these last 2 weeks have been mid to bad. Definitely the Eagles week was shit.
Yeah.
But those first 2 weeks were low-key some of the best quarterback play we've seen in the first 2 weeks of NFL season.
Yeah, for sure.
I had him higher, but I'm not mad at it. And then Mahomes at 19. Do you want to talk about that at all?
He's still an interception in each of his games.
Yeah, he's lead. Out of my 20 players, he has the most interceptions.
Yeah, definitely. And it's kind of funny because I think there was a season, it might have been last season, where he kind of did the same thing too. He threw a lot of picks.
Yeah.
So just based off, this season, I'm not really looking at the past seasons before. I'm ranking him at 19 because I think all these other 18 quarterbacks have played better than him this season. Just this season alone.
That, to me, I mean, I'm not mad at it because you're right. This season he has been mid.
Yeah.
But it's kind of weird to think about Mahomes being in the lower half of starting quarterbacks.
Yeah. Because it's we've seen his career. We've seen him win 3 Super Bowls. It's you can't really put him that low. But if we're just erasing everything in the past and just looking at these last four games, I'm putting him 19.
They're undefeated though.
That defense is good too.
You're right.
And he has a lot of guys complimenting him as well. So I don't know. I feel like this next week 5, is really gonna put to test of him. Obviously he's missing a lot of his weapons, so we're really gonna see if Mahomes finally shows out.
Yeah, Derek Carr is gonna show out. That's what I'm watching that game for.
Yes, sir.
Do you have any honorable mentions?
A couple of those guys you did mention. Deshaun Watson was on my list.
You're crazy for that.
So
he was bottom 40.
Yeah, I mean he would have been 20 for me, Deshaun Watson. Wait, 40?
He's terrible.
40?
Mason Rudolph,
Bro.
Malik Willis.
No, he's better than Malik
Levis.
Willis. He's better than
No,
Will
he's
Levis.
not better than Malik Willis.
He's better
bro.
than Will Levis.
I don't know. But Malik Willis, I definitely am taking over. Bro, like.
Hell no, bro. Malik Willis can't even throw the ball. I mean, Deshaun Watson can't either, but he can throw the ball better.
He can throw the ball slightly better. Malik Willis will outrun that man.
The quarterback's all about throwing.
Nah. I'm taking the quarterback that's undefeated versus the bum Brown.
Yeah, I do want to say one interesting kind of stat is just for Justin Herbert at 17. I think he's like one of like the higher guys for passing touchdowns. He has like 5 passing touchdowns, but he's only thrown for like 578 yards.
Yeah, it's crazy.
With a weak receiving core.
Yeah,
which is like kind of just shows like how good of a quarterback he is.
I think it's the way their offense is run under Harbaugh now.
Yeah,
like it's the run game, bro. He's really efficient this year. But yeah, like you said, they're top 10 in rushing yards and number 30 in passing yards, bro.
Yeah.
Like, that's a crazy stat. To have Herbert on your team and your running back's Dobbins, like, that's what you're doing. But it's working. I mean, I like the Chargers actually a lot this year.
I do. They're cool.
I'm rocking with them. If they could get a receiver in the offseason, bro, like, that team could be legit next year, I think.
Yeah.
All right, my 15 through 11. Number 15, I have Matthew Stafford. 14, I have Dak Prescott. 13, I have Kyler Murray. 12, I have Kirk Cousins. And number 11, I have Patrick Mahomes. What do you think? Anything wild there?
A couple of those guys don't even have on my list.
Like who?
Kirk Cousins.
So
Matthew
you think
Stafford.
Deshaun Watson is having a better season than Kirk Cousins and Matthew Stafford?
Stafford, yeah. Kirk Cousins, I could flip a coin on that.
I feel like Stafford is just like Herbert, except he's thrown for almost 1,000 yards with no receivers. With Tutu Atwell.
Now, like
DeMarcus
Stafford,
Robinson.
like Stafford now.
The last 4 weeks, yeah.
I think a lot of the people on the offense is good because of Sean McVay.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, but
Sean
I could say the
McVay-
same thing about Jordan Love.
I know for sure. I think if Jordan Love was on like any other team, I don't think he'd be as good.
Okay.
But I think Jordan Love is still good, like for himself.
A good fit.
Good fit, yeah.
I just feel like Stafford is doing what Herbert's doing at another level for me. And then Kirk Cousins, I just feel like those 2 comebacks were huge, bro. Like the Eagles and the Saints games, those were cool things to watch.
Yeah.
And when he looks good, this team looks really good. When he looks mid, this team looks mid. So he's kind of a catalyst for the offense. But I mean, for them to win that game versus the Saints and Kyle Pitts to do nothing is kind of wild.
That is wild, man. I think Kyle Pitts might actually be a bust.
Dude, don't say it. I know it's probably true, but it just hurts.
2 people we really want to succeed, and I think a lot of football fans could say Kyle Pitts and Bryce Young. You might be different because obviously you're a CJ Stroud fan, but you don't hate Bryce Young, right?
I want to see him eat, but I just don't think he's that good, bro.
Bryce Young?
Yeah, I'm off the train. I was watching the game with my pops, and they were in it versus the Raiders, and I was like, dude, how bad does that mean Bryce Young was? Like, for them to be in it back-to-back weeks, like, maybe the ownership was right to just bench him.
Yeah.
But,
It sucks to say.
I'd like to see him get another chance, but I don't think he's that good.
You know, there were some talks with the Broncos saying that they may try to pursue Kyle Pitts.
That could be interesting.
Yeah.
Because maybe the Falcons system just isn't for tight ends. Like, maybe, I mean...
And I do think
John
Kyle
had
Pitts,
a good year.
like Kyle Pitts, obviously, like he's viewed as more of a receiver than a tight end, and I think, you know, coming out of college, a lot of people seeing him with like his athleticism and like his physique, but I feel like tight ends, it's like there's a reason why they call tight ends, like right, like they're like bigger guys that can still catch the ball and still keep up with speed, but the way Kyle Pitts is like built is more of a receiver.
Yeah.
And I feel like in Denver, we do need more receivers like that. So he honestly could succeed.
You know what team needs more receivers? Houston.
Bro.
We would love a Kyle Pitts.
Bro, your guys' sixth string could definitely be like a receiver too, bro.
John Mechie?
John Mechie, bro. Oh, we'll take John Mechie for sure.
Love it. Oh, what's your 15 to 11 looking like?
So 15, I got the red rifle.
Okay, item higher.
Really? Hey, respect to that, man. 14, I got T-Law. 13.
T-Law?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
Talk about that. 13, I got Joe Burrow. 12, I got Aaron Rodgers. 11, I got Justin Fields.
T-Law?
You know him on your list?
No. He's been shit, dude. And
Okay.
I know what you're about to say. He's a victim of his offense, like his coaching.
Mm-hmm.
But he has, like, that should be part of it, right? Like, if Jordan Love's on your list because of, like, he's in a good system, then I feel like Trevor Lawrence should be off your list because he's not in a good system.
But he's still, like, a good quarterback.
Is he? What are his numbers? I think he's all right.
I think it's all right. They're not horrible.
Bro, I didn't even think about him, I'm not going to lie. He was so far off my mind. Yeah. 729 yards.
He's only threw one pick.
1 interception. 0-4.
That's not his fault.
Part of it is, bro.
There's only so much you could do. I mean, when you got someone in your ear talking about all these plays you got to run, it's like, what are you going to do?
Fucking not suck, maybe?
And I mean, I feel like a lot of these, like, players, a lot of these teams, it just gives to show you, like, how important, like, these coordinators and coaches are. Like, they could really change a player.
Bro, you know his rookie year, he threw 12 touchdowns with 17 interceptions? That's kind of wild.
That is kind of wild.
I'm not saying that, like, as an argument. I just, like, that's crazy. But, bro, he's thrown 53% completion percentage this year. That's fucking terrible. That's, like, just better than Anthony Richardson. That is terrible, bro. I'm sorry. I can't get behind that one, bro.
Yeah.
I can't. I mean, like, Aaron Rodgers I don't have on my list, but I get it. Trevor Lawrence, bro. Trevor Lawrence and Deshaun Watson have been bad this year. Like, objectively bad.
Yeah, they have been living up for sure. I want to talk about Andy Dalton a little bit. Red Rifle, 2 games. Threw 5 touchdowns, 539 yards.
Hooper.
And under 80 attempts, which is less than anybody that I had on this list.
Really?
Yeah.
Straight
I think less than, like, honestly, most starting quarterbacks that are out there right now. So it's just like he's on a great run, and I hope he goes on a longer run as well. I
do too. I need to see it. More wins than Jordan Love this year for Andy Dalton and the Carolina Panthers. Yeah. My number 10 is where I had Geno.
Geno Smith? I don't think I had him on my list.
You didn't have Geno on your list, but you had Lawrence, bro?
Yeah. I don't think Geno's like that good, honestly.
Bro, he has 1,200 yards, 4 touchdowns. He's just playing smart and safe. Give Kenneth Walker the ball. Just let him cook, bro. But he threw for 400 yards on Monday Night Football. I know we recorded this right after, but like I feel like that's gotta be something, bro. Where it's like he's gotta be up there for that, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he has a lot of guys surrounded by him, a lot of good guys surrounded by him. Maybe, I'd probably put him at, like, 21 for me. But
jeez, dude. That feels disrespectful.
I feel like a lot of quarterbacks, if you put him in that situation, they could do the same thing.
I mean, I don't know. Because I also feel like you could say that about anyone. Like, if I put Geno Smith in anyone's situation, I feel like they do good, bro. I feel like if you put Geno Smith in Jacksonville, they're better. Say I'm lying.
I feel like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just a hater. Maybe I just naturally just hate the Seahawks.
Yeah, that's a divisional hate.
That's a little biased answer right there.
We'll allow it. What's your number 10?
Number 10, this is where I had Brock Purdy.
Okay.
So I'm a little bit higher than yours. I mean, he's leading the league right now. And actually, I think Geno might have surpassed that.
He did.
But yeah, he was leading the league with passing yards.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I hated Brock. I didn't really like Brock Purdy for the longest time. But I think now he's kind of like being cool for me now. We kind of seen the Niners kind of rock up a little bit with injuries and everything, but he still went out and shown that he's still that safe guy quarterback that San Francisco kind of needs.
Definitely. Yeah, I'm not mad at him. I had him at 20, but I feel like he's had a good season so far. I feel like a lot of quarterbacks have had good seasons, but no one's having I mean, there's a couple of names that are having amazing seasons, but not as many as we usually see.
Yeah.
My number 9, this is where I had Jared Goff. Just a good season from him, bro. He kind of turned around how I felt about him watching this Monday night game,
Yeah.
And maybe that I have recency bias for having him this high, but he was off my list before Monday Night Football.
Yeah, because honestly, like his first 3 games haven't been great.
They were cool, yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of nice to see him finally like kind of take off this past Sunday or this past Monday. So I honestly respect him for you having him a lot higher. Number 9 is where I had Kyler Murray. I know he only really had that one game where he threw like three touchdowns, but other than that, like he's kind of really been like consistent. I don't think he's had like crazy turnovers. I know the Cardinals are 1-3, right? So, but a lot of it on that team, I feel like there's only like a few bright spots with him and like Marvin Harrison Jr. It's that defense they kind of really just need to fix up.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, yeah, they're kind of a ugly team other than defensively, yeah, they're pretty mid.
Yeah.
I feel like I just said like nothing there. Oh. Number 8, this is where I had Derek Carr. I think the first 2 weeks of Derek Carr were the best peak of any season. Of any quarterback this season. No debate about it. 824 yards, 6 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Yeah, the last 2 weeks were bad, but the first 2 weeks were so good I had to put him up here. Valid argument.
Valid.
You could disagree with it, but you can't disagree with like that. That's like factual.
Yeah,
First 2 weeks
for sure. I mean, you kind of spit over there, so I'm not gonna go against it.
Okay.
I feel like both of our lists are like, we have our differences, some big differences as well.
I'm happy. I feel like we haven't said any of the dudes who are unanimously top 5.
Yeah.
I feel like we have the same top 5. But what's your number 8?
Number 8, I got Dak Prescott. Is where I had him.
Okay.
Before Monday night, I don't know what it's looking like right now, but he led the league in like completions and attempts.
I think he still did, bro.
So, he.
Because he led him by a lot.
Yeah. So, and I think last season he might have done like pretty much the same kind of thing too. He threw for a lot of passing yards as well. The only thing about him is, he had 3 fumbles for the last few weeks, and I think all 3 of those fumbles didn't really come out to be a turnover though. But I mean, some of it is not really just like his fault. I think some of the defenses he kind of went up with were like pretty tough too. So
yeah, my whole thing with I had Dak a little lower because I feel like his stats are more due to them not having a run game at all. Like, I feel like that team has looked a lot weaker than they should have been.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that's all on Dak. I feel like a lot of players on that team have kind of disappointed this season. But Dak, I think, is one of them. He should be playing better.
Yeah.
My number 7 might be a surprise. I feel like I have a hater reputation for this guy. But Joe Burrow is my number 7. That interception to touchdown ratio is crazy, bro.
Yeah.
7 touchdowns to 1 interception, 978 yards. He's just hooping, bro. As bad as this team is, for him to be 7-1 is insane. Like, they've been down every game and they're slinging it every game, and he only threw 1 pick. Like, that's good for him. I mean, he's playing with Chase, obviously, who makes it look easy. Andre Yoshivas has looked really good as a red zone threat this year. But yeah, I got him at 7. Like, he's more of a stats thing. Like, I might be empty stats, but we'll see by the end of the year.
Yeah. So you're a Joe Burrow right now?
No. Fuck Joe Burrow. CJ Stroud clears.
Sheesh. But you haven't higher than CJ Stroud.
Through 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Quarterback for quarterback, band for band. Give me CJ Stroud. Stroud boy, stand up.
So you think end of the season CJ Stroud's gonna be better than?
What Kodak say? What Kodak say? I hope so.
I hope so.
I hope so.
Number 7, you're not gonna like this. This is where I had Jordan Love.
I'm not going to say that's crazy.
Yeah.
Because I think through the 2 weeks he played good. But they lost. And I don't know. It's only 2 weeks compared to some of these other guys.
Let me just say this, man. The first 3 picks he threw, I think that's just him, just kind of getting off some rust. He had like a couple of weeks off, trying to get back into the game. If he didn't have to like throw those 3 picks, I'd have him in my top 5, honestly.
Jeez, I don't know. I feel like the top 5 is so good.
Yeah.
The top 5.
No, we for sure have the same top 5.
Okay.
But like for me, like personally, just like what I've seen in 2 games, 649 passing yards. That's a lot of numbers. That's more numbers than some of these guys on my list. So
I'm gonna disagree with you there, but I'm not gonna disagree with you with my number 6 because we are both fans of the Red Rocket, baby.
Red Rocket.
Andy
baby.
Dalton. I mean, honestly, winning a game with the Panthers for me was enough.
Yeah.
Like, he could have done that and sat down. He'd be in my top 6. That's it. Andy Dalton, I mean, he's playing good. 5 touchdowns to 1 intercept. Bro, 5 touchdowns through 2 games. That's more than a lot of these guys who played 4 games.
For sure.
You know, that it's just kind of crazy. So,
Dude.
give me the Red Rocket, baby.
It's a crazy time we're in right now, too. Like, we see all these quarterbacks that were, like, so mid before, and, like, finally they're coming alive. Like, Andy Dalton, Derek Carr.
Sam Darnold. Who else? Justin Fields. Danny Dimes.
Aaron Rodgers.
Kurt Cobain. Gino.
I mean, he wanted to come back and play of the year like a couple years ago. So, I mean,
They wrote
he's
him off.
alright. Yeah, I'm going to write him off too.
So I'm going to write back.
I'm not going to write this guy off. CJ Stroud, baby.
Hey, I love
Yes,
it.
Stroud.
I'm not mad at
Number
it.
6,
That was a great
bro.
job.
Number 6. I think he's now one of 4 quarterbacks that's thrown over 1,000 yards so far.
Go.
So, you know, obviously, in that offense he's in, and offensive rookie of the year. He's not been the rookie CJ Stroud, but he's been enough for me to put him at number 6. He's only really had that one game against Minnesota. I honestly just think the Texans didn't really prepare much for that. Other than that, you know, he's been all right. He's been looked all right. But he could definitely do better.
Not mad at it.
So,
Joe Mixon, come back. We need you.
Joe Mixon. Can't make your season, baby.
I'm glad we have the same top 5. We literally have the same top 5. Unless one of these dudes you don't have on your list, which would be crazy.
No, we wouldn't.
Okay. At number 5, this is where I had Baker Mayfield.
All right. Me too.
My brother. Almost 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, getting some on the ground, 3-1 record. Just having great stats like this and being sacked 15 times, the most times on this list, is impressive.
Yeah. Honestly, Baker's another guy too.
Yeah.
That, like, you know, we've like seen all these mid quarterbacks and come back to life.
But he was good last year too.
Yeah, he was. He was for sure.
I want to see, does he have a rushing touchdown this year? I feel like he does.
I think he does. I think he might have a couple, actually.
But it's so nice, man. It's so nice to see finally Baker, you know, comfortable in his home in Tampa Bay. I know he's 29 years old, so that's like kind of like the older side for quarterbacks, but quarterbacks kind of have more of a longevity when it comes to like career-wise in the NFL. He's only really had one bad game, which was against our Denver Broncos right here.
Broncos D.
You know, but other than that, he's had more than 2 touchdowns. So it's been great. It's been great. I've been happy for him.
He has 2 rushing touchdowns this year.
Yeah.
What do you think his career high is in a season?
For rushing touchdowns?
Yeah.
I feel like he low-key has like a sneaky high number for rushing touchdowns. No?
What do you think?
Is it 2?
It's 3.
Wow.
You read me like a book there.
Yeah. Well, because I looked like you kind of nodded for a second, and I was like, oh, yeah, it's probably low. That's crazy, though.
I'd expect it to be a lot higher.
Yeah.
I'd expect maybe like 6-7 range.
Yeah.
But
when I think about, like, I mean, that is kind of true. Like, in Cleveland, he didn't really have shit.
And Cleveland was his best year, actually, which was kind of weird. But he
Yeah.
had 3 in 2019. Last year, he only had 1. And then I guess he didn't play like 2 years, damn near. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, shout out Baker, bro. Baker's like turned his whole career around, and he's better than Brady for Tampa Bay.
Dude, that just shows you, like, especially in dynasty leagues, bro. Like, you gotta hold some of these quarterbacks, man.
That's why
like,
you're holding Bryce Young.
That's why I'm holding Bryce Young, man. I'm hoping that little Baker Mayfield turnaround. I'm locking that shit up, bro.
Oh, my number 4. I feel like we have the same number 4 too.
Over here.
You want to say it on the count of 3? I'm that confident.
All right.
3, 2, 1. Lamar
Sam
Jackson.
Darnold. Oh,
You have Sam Darnold at 4?
I do.
Disrespecting my GOAT?
Yeah, that's my goal too.
I don't know. I got him in the GOAT status.
See, she got Lamar.
Yeah, Lamar, I mean, I feel like has had a great year. I feel like their offense has been mid around Lamar, and he's still making stuff happen.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry looked great, obviously, but I'm more talking about the receiver core. Like, it hasn't looked to all that this year. Yeah, so I'm just rocking out with what Lamar's kind of putting together this year. Could be another MVP year.
Yeah.
Could be.
No, for sure. Yeah, I mean, Lamar, I have him a lot higher. He has, 5 touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns, and he leads the league in rushing yards. So obviously, like, he's done what we've expected out of him. For myself, I have Sam Darnold. He leads the league in touchdowns.
Yep.
So, man, I love him, man. I wish I could have him in every league. Comeback player of the year, man. Comeback player of the year for sure.
Yeah, he's been cold, bro, and they're undefeated, bro. I put him a little higher. I put a little more respect on him, but
Yeah, for sure.
Number 3, this is where I had Jayden Daniels.
Me too.
Highest completion. Whoa. I mean, that was cool. Highest completion percentage in the league. I didn't think he'd come in and be this good. I know you thought he was going to be good, but did you think he was going to be this good?
Yeah.
Yeah? No.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
Cap.
Yeah. I mean, one thing I didn't think is I didn't think Caleb Williams would be that bad.
True.
But
Terrible.
yeah. But Jayden Daniels, man, I've said it once and I'll say it like probably for like the 50th time. He's the second coming of Lamar Jackson, man. Really similar stats to him too.
Yes.
Really similar stats. And I think he leads the league in rushing yards as well. So he's really came out in Washington and balled out.
He has. He's made the offense look a lot better than I thought they were going to be good, but they look elite. Like,
Yeah.
that offense, 42 is crazy.
Yeah.
He has looked really good, bro. That Bengals game, all that, he's looked amazing, bro. I'm definitely a Jayden Daniels believer now, too.
RG3 would be proud.
He would. RG3's been tweaking lately on Twitter. I feel like I've been seeing so much stupid
CTE
shit.
against him?
I think so. It got to him.
Sheesh.
Number 2. I don't think you're going to agree with me on this one. And this kind of tells you who my number 1 is. But my number 2 is Josh Allen.
Sheesh, man.
The 7 touchdowns is crazy, don't get me wrong. Over 100 throws with 0 picks. Amazing.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
That's QB1 right there.
Well, there's a motherfucker with 11 touchdowns.
With Justin Jefferson. This guy got Khalil Shakir.
Now, he put up 10 points on Sunday Night Football.
It's not
Sam
his
Darnold
fault.
would never.
That's not
Sam
his
Darnold
fault.
would never. He wouldn't allow that. He would not allow that. And I agree. Darnold's receiver core is better. But you got to do what you got to do with what you got.
Yeah.
You know? And Sam Darnold is... His receiving core is better, and he's elevating them.
Yeah.
Say I'm wrong.
No.
So, I'm rocking out with Sam, bro. I'm definitely rocking out with him. I mean,
Is he a ginger too?
what you mean 2?
Ginger?
Like, I'm a ginger?
No, I'm talking about like Andy Dalton.
What's Andy Dalton got to do with it? Did you just call me ginger on the pod?
Andy Dalton's ginger too. Why you get so pressed about it?
I'm just saying I'm not ginger.
I didn't say you were ginger.
Well, you said 2. We haven't talked about Andy Dalton in like 8 players.
But he's on the list, and there's only 2. Like he's like the only ginger quarterback in the league, right?
I just want to make it clear I'm not ginger. I just want to put that out there. But yeah, shout out Sam Darnold.
That's funny. Number 2, this is where I had Lamar Jackson. Kind of talked about him a little bit already. You know, like you said, another MVP season could be coming from right here.
Could be.
Yeah.
But it's going to Sam. Comeback MVP.
I hope it goes to Sam, man. MVP and comeback player of the year.
Come on the MVP's back. And then your number 1's Josh Allen.
Josh Allen, baby.
I'm not mad at it.
Yeah.
Highest QBR in the league. No one knows what that means, but that's what it is.
Yeah. We don't look at QBR.
We don't. We look at ball. And Josh Allen put up 10 points on Sunday Night Football while Sam Darnold has beat the brakes off of every team he's fucking played. And he fucked up Jordan Love. And he's the GOAT and the greatest. Carolina needs to shut down their football team. That's it.
They need to shut down their football team for sure and bring in a team from another country.
But yeah, I need a Mexico City sports team, bro. I'm so ready for that.
That'd be fire.
If the Raiders weren't that already, then I'm ready, bro. Lock it in. But you guys let us know what you think about our list. Who had the better top 20? Make sure you guys like, subscribe, follow.
Don't forget to run the play, baby.
Boom.